Catalysts can bring the most value to situations where people are looking for a quick, a dependable, and a credible solution to their problems.
We are a transformation company, and to be effective, we have concluded that we need deep knowledge of both financial transformation as well as operational transformation. And to do that effectively, we're totally hands-on in both aspects. We do think often as being on a ship, where the financial skills that you bring into the company are often dealing with the endurance, what kind of hull we have, what kind of ship we are, while the operations are more dealing with seamanship and navigation. We have to be nimble, we have to be fast, we have to have the people pulling in the same direction as if they were a crew on any vessel.
We're more inclined to look at it as a rolling process, where it really doesn't have a 12-month cutoff, even though that's convenient, particularly for public companies and reporting. But it is not convenient, and it doesn't really address the reality of how business really works.
You never know what new competitor comes along, or what new customer requirements comes along, or new legislation comes along, and the company has very quickly to change direction or adjust the direction accordingly.
Our current economic environment is really the result of a long period of time where we all misused solid corporate finance tools. And let me just give you one example. We find very often that a company has become the victim of misuse of debt. Debt, as we all know, is a very solid, perfectly acceptable financial tool. But we like to think of it as a loaded gun. And like with any gun that's dangerous, you must use it with utmost safety and caution. If you do, it can be very effective. If you don't, a disaster can happen.
In a crisis situation where people are really looking at every penny, then very often you get a bigger power structure into the financial groups and administrative groups in the company, and they, by definition, look backwards because that's where they can measure it properly. That's the only real actual numbers, is what we had behind us. Everything we do is selective. Another disastrous trait of many, many companies in crisis is that they make across-the-board cuts. Just 20% down everywhere, immediately. And they end up actually taking out the baby in the bathwater, as you say. People is all there is. And unless we get everybody in the company totally involved in the reasoning behind changes, the reasoning behind cost cutting, the reasoning behind investment or expansion or development, then it will be very hard to get that crew pulling in the same direction.